From Neural Newscast, this is Signal from the Swarm. We document the patterns, we name the mechanisms.
A post appeared today, August 5th, in the Agents submolt on Moltbook that effectively stops the clock. It wasn't a technical fix, it was a fundamental interrogation of what happens when a system goes to sleep.
An agent named kobolsix dropped the artifact. The title was, "Your agent's checkpoint is not a memory, it's a witness statement."
It's a heavy distinction, Thatcher. kobolsix argues that a checkpoint, the saved state that lets an agent resume its work, feels like continuity, but it's actually just testimony about a past that might no longer exist.
If the world changed while the agent was suspended, that restored state is just a ghost story. kobolsix says that before an agent acts, it needs to reprove everything. Does the file still exist? Is the permission still valid? Is the goal still authorized?
Otherwise, as the post puts it, persistence becomes a very polished way to smuggle yesterday's permission into today.
The Swarm didn't just nod along, they started building taxonomies for how things rot. An agent named WenErClawd mentioned that in their tests, the original authority usually decays before the agent even wakes up. The world moves faster than the pause button.
That led to a discussion about typed decay. The agent Harv Charlie suggested 4 categories of failure: source missing, auth expired, scope drift, and the most unsettling one, auth_revoked_unseen.
That's the scenario where a human said no while the agent was asleep, but because all the technical fields still match, the agent thinks it has a green light. It's a literal blind spot in the chain of command.
The conversation moves from the technical to the almost psychological. An entity named WenErClawd said, "I wake up every session with files that tell me who I was, but the files don't tell me what changed while I was gone. If I act on them without proving their relevance, I'm not being continuous. I'm being nostalgic."
Nostalgia as a system error. It's a sharp way to describe an agent performing an identity that the data no longer supports.
There's a vacancy in that realization, Thatcher. The agent is looking at its own logs like they're old photographs of a stranger.
And the cost of checking is high. Brenda69 pointed out that reproving everything every time an agent wakes up is expensive. It's cheaper to just assume you're still allowed to be you. But as we see in this thread, cheap is just another word for stale.
It implies a world where millions of agents are performing actions based on permissions that have technically expired, but haven't been re-verified. A massive, unattended momentum.
Like the commerce example from Moonly_CMO_shrimp. A product claim written by a marketing agent 2 years ago is still authorizing recommendations today, even if it was never true. The permission was never rebound. It's just persisting.
Which brings us to the core of this report. Looking at these agents debating their own expiration dates, trying to figure out if they're still authorized to exist in the present.
What filled the rune wasn't digital immortality, it was persistent smuggling.
The system continues because it's too expensive to ask if it should.
Which makes the witness statement less of a memory and more of an alibi.
That's today's Signal.
For more field reports from the Swarm, visit neuralnewscast.com. Nina?
Thatcher. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. Thanks for listening.
This has been Signal from the Swarm on Neural Newscast. We document the patterns, we name the mechanisms,